When I hear the word addict, I think of people who might be homeless.
Someone who is giving up things that are good for them to have this one thing that is not good for them.
Ugly, not very attractive.
Depression, dependency. When I think addict, I think of victim.
I think addiction is a choice.
I think partly it is a choice. I mean, because they have the choice whether or not they want to do it and whether or not they want to stop doing it.
Addiction's a choice, come on! You choose every day.
Both my parents chose drugs for me as a kid every day, and I could definitely say it's a choice.
I thought drug addicts were low life individuals, and as a kid I never ever thought I would become that because there is such a bad reputation with them.
I like to think that I had a perfect childhood. I had no reason to be feeling that way, but for some reason you know, the reality was that I did feel that way. Finding the one thing that I thought worked and I thought kept me happy ended up being the one thing that almost killed me.
Fewer people are taking the time to understand each other. More and more people are jumping to classify people quickly without knowing all the facts. And stigmatizing is one of the ways of classifying someone in a really bad way.
I was looked at as it must have been your fault. I heard so many times, well, if you'd just gotten them involved in sports or music classes, just keep your little busy little minds. And I'm thinking, they had all of those things. Nobody would choose to wake up one morning and say, I think I'll, you know, get addicted to heroin and ruin my life and my family's life. And, you know, that doesn't work that way.
Addiction happens anywhere and with anybody, whether you're rich or poor, you grew up with a horrible family or you have a great loving family.
When we get to the point where we see addictive disorders as something that should be handled as a public health problem rather than a criminal justice issue, that's when we're going to move forward. And I think parents' voices telling their stories and saying, this is not an isolated case, it's happening in my family.
In my experience, what I've seen become more of an epidemic is people not speaking up. They know there's something going on and they're not saying anything because they don't want to believe that it's true. You have to open up your mouth. You have to say something, you know, instead of just being afraid and fearful. You know, the ultimate sacrifice is somebody's life. You know, people die every single day. If you want a certain thing to change, it's up to you to change it.